My best friend Darius told me everything about 3 weeks after it was already over, sitting in my truck outside a Chick-fil-A he didn't even want to go to. He just needed somewhere to be. His wife, I'll call her Simone, had a group of friends who had made a decision about their marriage before Darius even knew the marriage was in trouble. You know the type. 3 of them, tight since college, and the one they called Bree had been through a divorce 2 years prior and was, in Darius's words, recruiting. He'd heard fragments. Simone on the phone in the bathroom at 11 p.m. A dinner she came home from quiet and somewhere else. He asked once and she said it was fine. He let it go, which was the problem. He'd been letting things go for about 2 years. The real fracture point, the one he told me about in detail, was a Sunday in March. They'd come home from church and something had been said in the car, something small about her mother's visit, and it turned into the kind of argument that isn't really about what it's about. She went inside first. He sat in the driveway for 11 minutes. He knew it was 11 because he watched the clock on the dash and didn't know what he was waiting for. That night she slept with her back to him and he lay there staring at the ceiling knowing that the distance had a direction and it wasn't toward him. He told me he almost called me that night. Instead he texted Marcus, another guy we both know from the men's group at church. Marcus had mentioned something to him a few weeks earlier in the parking lot after service, kind of in passing, said he'd been on the Stoke Challenge and that it had quietly changed how he was showing up at home. Darius had half listened at the time. Standing in his dark kitchen at 1 a.m., he remembered it. He looked it up. Downloaded it. Told himself it probably wouldn't do anything. He didn't tell Simone. He didn't announce a change or make a speech. He just started doing the daily things. Small things first. He remembered she always said she felt invisible when he was on his phone during dinner, so he started leaving it in the other room. He found a place she'd mentioned once, months back, a small botanical garden about 40 minutes out, and he planned a Saturday around it, packed a lunch, didn't make it a big deal. She looked at him in the car on the way there like she was trying to figure something out. Bree had apparently been pushing harder around this time. A girls' trip was being planned that felt less like a trip and more like a strategy. Simone, to her credit, wasn't there yet. But she was listening. And Darius knew it. What he told me is that he never tried to compete with the narrative her friends were building. He just kept doing the work. Week after week. A note she found in her coat pocket. A dinner he made on a Thursday for no reason, her favorite, the lemon chicken thing she always ordered at the restaurant they went to on their first anniversary. She stood in the kitchen doorway and looked at him for a long moment and didn't say anything. About 6 weeks and she asked him directly. Not accusatory, just quiet. She said, "What is happening with you?" He told her he was working on something and that he wasn't done yet. She didn't push. But she stopped taking Bree's calls as often. Darius told me all of this sitting in that parking lot and when he finished he just looked at the dashboard and said, "She almost let them talk her out of us." I asked him what he thought would have happened if Marcus hadn't said something that day after church. He didn't answer right away. Then he said, "I don't think I want to know."